Okay, we're here talking with State Rep Patricia Duffy, representing all of Holyoke. A representative, what's happening at the State House?
Well, it's a very exciting time because, we have a 19-month legislative session. It begins in January of the odd years. Then we go for a year until July 31st of the even years. So we're coming right to the end. And we're actually this week, I'm going in tomorrow for the beginning of the debates. We're taking up a huge economic development bill. It's pretty exciting. It's got a lot of stuff in it, both like housing incentives, assistance to local hospitals who have really been feeling the strain with COVID.
Excuse me, Representative. When you say housing incentives, is that for tenants or for developers or for both?
Both, exactly, like rental tax relief, but also a program that has been very successful in Holyoke. It's called the Housing Development Incentive Program. It's targeted for gateway cities and helping those developers who want to come here bring in more housing, both affordable housing and market rate housing. But we know real estate values are not as high here as they are in the rest of the state. So even though construction costs the same, development costs the same, tackling these beautiful historical buildings and bringing them up to code and making them habitable, that costs the same everywhere, but it takes developers much longer to get their return on investment out here in a gateway city. So these incentive programs have been very successful, but there's been a cap on them. And so this one piece of this bill is raising that cap statewide, so that the program, so there's like 5 years worth of projects in the pipeline right now, including folks who want to do more development here in Holyoke, and so that will free that up. So that's an immediate fix, and then raising the annual cap as well. So that's super exciting. Also, there's tax relief in there too. I'm a progressive. I believe, like folks on the lower end of the income scale should be paying far less of their income to taxes than folks on the higher end of the income scale. In Massachusetts, our Constitution calls for a flat income tax. So, we develop more programs so that folks on the lower end of the income scale get some relief. And this includes expanding a lot of those programs, including an expansion on the earned income tax credit, helping seniors out, child care tax credits, and it could even go farther. And I think we're going to have a very exciting debate in the State House this week for that. So yeah, it's big times. It's big time.
And then let's say that all of this gets approved in the House and then it goes to the Senate. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
And
correct.
then whatever differences have to be worked out between House reps and Senate people.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then it gets to the governor's office.
And then it gets to the governor's office. Really, best case scenario, we get it to the governor's office by late next week, because he
Oh, wow,
has.
that's quick.
Yeah, we'll see. He has, I think that's why we're taking it up tomorrow. I think there's some hope that we'll get through it and get it right to the Senate, maybe even this week, maybe. Because the governor has 10 days to review it. And if there are programs that he's not as in favor of, I mean, this does look a lot like a tax package and an economic development bill that he proposed earlier this year. So I think there's already negotiations happening to have this go smoothly. But if he's going to veto any of this, we want him to act before July 31st so that we can act as a formal legislative body.
If, let's say, this passes and the governor signs off on it, the Senate pretty much agreed on everything. If you can tell us quickly, what will this mean for Holyoke starting when?
this fall, folks under a certain income level will see rebate checks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Homeowners or rental unit people?
People, and
People?
it's just, taxpayers will see rebate checks.
Paychecks because of, you see, now I'm confused.
It's rebate.
Yeah.
You'll get a check in the mail, just like the federal government has been sending.
Will I get a check in the mail?
Very possibly, depending on
Income?
depending on income. That's some of the stuff we're gonna debate out, but it's meant for folks on the lower end of the income scale.
Okay.
So that will happen this fall. I think, to tell you the truth, I think because my husband and I are combined incomes, I don't think that I'm going to qualify, and that's fine. Like, we're a very comfortable middle-class family. So it's folks, single folks, and then depending on how you file your taxes, that'll happen this fall. A lot of the other tax relief, honestly, it will take effect in 2023, meaning you'll see it in your tax returns in 2024. And a lot of it is more like, but that means it's also permanent changes that we hope, make the tax code more progressive, fairer.
And does that mean for developers also next on
that stuff should take effect this fall or this winter?
Okay. And that will probably spur a lot of renovations going on in the city.
Yeah, that's what we want to encourage. Yeah. I believe leadership really saw the value of this. I brought the Gateway City Caucus. The Gateway City Caucus did tours all over, but I think we had a very effective tour stop here in Holyoke. And in addition, the chair of Ways and Means and the speaker and probably the chair of economic development.
So Ways and Means is the committee that is basically, that's the bank at the State House.
The chair, yes, that's right. That's right.
The Senate and the House of Representatives each have Ways and Means. Yeah.
Any piece of legislation that actually costs money, it passes its original committee, and then it's got to go through Ways and Means.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And then
you
mentioned another committee. What's that one?
The chair of economic development. That's who considers bills that have to do bills like this. Those folks met with mayors and legislators from across the Commonwealth, including our own mayor, Josh Garcia. He was part of that too. And they really talked about how gateway cities, we need these housing development incentives.
We hear a lot about gateway cities. I think there's 7 in Massachusetts. Is this true?
There might even be more than that. There was an original 7, which Holyoke was one of the original 7.
So what is a gateway city?
It's a city that, and I should have the definition at my fingertips, but it's a city where there are certain markers that mark the fact that it's a former industrial site, and most of the economic drivers have left the city. So they have like percent of poverty markers, educational attainment is also one of the markers.
It's Lawrence.
The original 7 were Holyoke, Springfield, Lawrence, Lowell, Worcester, Pittsfield, Lynn, maybe.
Is Ludlow in there?
No, Ludlow. Oh, Ludlow.
Because Ludlow had.
No, Ludlow. Actually, Ludlow. I don't think Ludlow is not one of them. Chicopee is.
Okay.
Chicopee is, but Ludlow is not. I think, I think that you don't see the poverty in Ludlow that you see here. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Representative Duffy, for your update.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, take good care.
You too. Take care.